Okay, continuing my critical let's play of Modern Warfare. So now we have Zakhaev's son just got killed himself when we tried to capture him, and now Zakhaev is pissed and is going to nuke the world, as you do.
Bravo 6, Griggs just
Hashtag no dads.
emergency transponder. He's half a click to your southwest. Over.
We're on our way. Bravo 6 out. Let's go.
Back to kind of sneaky mission, I guess, a little bit.
Enemy vehicle. Tango down.
Get to the nuclear silo that Zakhaev has taken over to prevent him from nuking everyone.
Enemy in sight. Enemy down.
I love this how this isn't unique to Modern Warfare. How enemies who have torches are polite enough to turn off the torch when you shoot them. You know, give you that visual feedback that they're dead. Makes absolutely no sense, but it's quite satisfying. You know, just that piece of visual feedback.
They must have Griggs in one of those houses.
But I was never really one to complain that a game
We go room to room.
isn't realistic. Oops, sorry. Foolish me thinking I can open the door.
Got him.
So that's something you see Price do a lot more as the games go on, and he becomes a much more terrifying character.
This floor's clear. Move up to the second.
Of course, you do it yourself as well.
Griggs isn't here. Roger that. Regroup on me downstairs. Copy that. Moving to the next house. Keep it quiet.
So we're trying to find Griggs, who got separated from us, as I said.
Go take a look.
Oh my god. No wonder Price didn't want to go have a look.
Moving to the next house. Keep it quiet.
Maybe I shouldn't have shot the dude.
So, go take a look.
So the main reason we need to save Griggs, apart from him being an alright kind of guy, is he has the C4 we need in order to do the next bit of the mission. So it is still self-serving.
The sun's coming up. We're running out of time.
There's something comforting about how Captain Price opens doors without kind of single-handed assault rifle. Just see that animation so many times throughout the game. It's just become strangely comfortable. I don't know.
678452056. Looks like this is the place.
The Geneva Convention is
Get ready to breach.
in theory, no? Why don't you save yourself the trouble?
All clear.
So, cut Griggs loose. Move.
about damn time. I was starting to think you guys were gonna leave me behind.
That was my first thought, but your ass had all the C4. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay, Team 1. We got Griggs and we're coming out of Building 2. We need to knock out that tower so the advanced teams can breach the electrified perimeter. Enemy helicopters.
It's interesting you never really hear, you know, much from kind of headquarters or military intelligence. It's always just Price telling you what you're meant to do. Like, apparently there's advanced teams infiltrating the perimeter and stuff, but
Team 2 in position at the
there's been very little said about that. There's no, like, kind of debriefing. But I guess, again, you're just kind of a grunt, you know. Price probably got the debriefing, and then we're just doing what we're being told to do. So down there's the nuclear silo plant, whatever you call it. We're cutting its power.
Everyone get clear.
So, do it.
I do like how it starts to fall, then suddenly like jerks as the lines get taut, and then each line snaps, and then it falls. It's just these kind of like nice little considerations in very specific animations. Like, you know, Price will open this door, every single door the exact same way, but then something like that tower falling over has been very delicately hand animated,
Bravo 6 will wait for you at the rally point. Out.
Roger, Team 2.
which I appreciate.
Our way. Out. Get that fence open.
Alright, so the team got in before the backup generators came on. Now we're trying to get in. Here again, speaking of reused animations, I'm pretty sure Gaz falls over the exact same way as the American soldier did when he did this on a previous level. Yeah, like, straight up just copy-pasted animations, which isn't a problem. You know, I'm not criticizing it. I just like being able to notice those things. It's kind of nice being able to see the developer's fingerprints, you know, in the design of a game, like the contours and design, even in such a slick, polished game like this.
Gaz, take Soap and the rest and scout through this place.
In the same way you can kind of see the fingerprints of previous games, you know, previous Call of Duties in it.
Contacts west of us. Give me some covering fire. I'm out. Reloading. Enemy neutralized. Enemy troops to the southwest.
Enemy RPGs on the rooftops!
Man down. Target neutralized.
Here, finally, we see the obligatory explosive barrels.
Enemies ahead.
Oh shit.
Frag out. I will look for an alternate route. Contacts west of us. Target eliminated. Man down.
Enemy RPGs on the rooftop!
I'm out. Reloading. Cover me.
Maybe I shouldn't go in there again. I've probably already said this before, so apologies if I'm making the exact same observation. I'm sure it'll happen a couple times again. Scenes like this can be very time crisis-y, you know, the way they just pop up in a particular order. You know, that helicopter came around the second I took out the last RPG, like, you know, some of these battlefields are very clearly working on a script for when people appear when, as opposed to all attacking at once. You know, you play it regularly enough, you can almost just like start moving to the right position before the enemies even appear. Sometimes. Not every battle, you know, I said earlier how you can, you know, battles always feel fresh, even while being repetitive. And it's true, but, you know, die enough times in one playthrough and you'll see the exact same layout happening.
Man down. Contacts west of us. All clear.
And also I really like Time Crisis, so who am I to complain? These skirmishes at the moment are a little bit filler. I'll confess, like, the only reason we're fighting this here because they're between us and our objective. There's no real reason to be fighting them.
Give me some cover and fire. Enemy contact southeast of us. Tango down. Man down. Target down.
So Gaz particularly is kind of commentating what's happening, and every time he says man down, that's just another NPC being killed.
Target eliminated.
Something strangely cold about it, like it's nice if they recognize it, and at first like kind of cringe that you lost another death. But nothing's made of it, no one collects their dog tags or anything, so it's just a little bit cold, I guess. I don't know, and then another NPC with another randomly generated name just runs up and joins you. Enter stage left. But, like everything else in the game, it works as long as you don't pay too much attention to it, you know. And then to kind of not really focus on it, like literally like looking at something and not focusing, so it kind of blurs, and when it blurs it kind of makes more sense.
Heads up! Watch those RPGs on the rooftops!
Man down.
You know, it's a broad stroke simulation of a battlefield, not a kind of finely detailed, each move is the moves you would make on a battlefield kind of thing.
Enemy neutralized.
Thank you. Wow, okay. I did not know that was about to happen. That's annoying.
Heads up! Watch those RPGs on the rooftop!
Some cover and fire. Enemy troops at southwest.
So really at micro moments, you know, moment gameplay, I'm constantly thinking about line of sights and who can see me from where. I talked about that earlier as well. But you know, who's shooting me? I come around this corner and I know there's enemies up there, but so I'll stand back a bit here to keep that wall there. Or I'll choose to stop here so the enemies to my right can't see me. Other times I die, other times that I fail to actually consider who's where. And that's no different than any other shooter. I was doing that in Doom nearly 20 years ago or whatever, but it's a much more kind of microsecond, much twitchier kind of consideration of it here, I think. Like constantly redrawing those lines of sight. To readjust to where enemies are. I think there's a rocket launcher in it somewhere. Shit. Where's that grenade? Fuck. No matter where I ran, it seemed to get closer.
Enemy troops to the north. Enemy troops to the north.
So that exact desk earlier. Exact same books on it. Guessing we missed someone. There we go.
Bravo 6, Sniper Team 2, coming out of the tree line to the south. Hold your fire. This one is the American sniper teams.
Good to see you guys made it. We'll give you sniper cover once you're inside the perimeter.
What's that brightness?
Delta 1 X-ray, we have a missile launch.
So again, there was a framing there. I didn't think about sending it consciously, but I come around the corner and that's where Price is talking to the dude, then right behind him, these nuclear missiles get launched.
Roger, Bravo 6. Our satellites are tracking them now. Get your team
And dramatic music.
and retake the launch control center. We're working on getting the abort codes from the Russians at this time. Out.
Well, there's these plumes of smoke. They're kind of there for quite a while. So that mission ends quite dramatically and abruptly with, alright, let's sneak in here with, they launched a nuclear missile. So now we get this another kind of technological analysis like we did of a gunship and stuff, except now it's of intercontinental ballistic missiles which will kill lots of civilians. I don't know if nuclear missiles like this actually exist, where they like break into clusters and nuke an entire seaboard. It seems like a messed up thing to create. So it probably does exist. That's good.
Bravo 6, we're still working with the Russians to get the launch codes. We should have them shortly.
So now we have to prevent them from getting those codes. You know what, I'm up to nearly 20 minutes, so I'm going to end this one here, because we're nearing the end of this game. I really like that moment of the nuclear launch. It's really quite an abrupt and sudden kind of change in tone, I guess. I will leave that there and pick it up again for the next one. Cheers.